lot of methods in the in the last session. Okay, let us move forward. So here, what else we need to discuss? Let me just quickly check if I need to talk about any more methods. We covered all this, is digit, all that you can see till this starts with, ends with is covered. These adjust methods are covered, and format is discussed, and index and find are discussed. Mostly whichever is important to start working with your automations or any development we had discussed. And one important thing I should discuss here is join. Okay, I told you in the last session that we should discuss this. This has a lot of importance when you are working in projects. If you really understand this, how to play with it, it is very helpful method in a string class. Okay, now we'll talk about join. Before we talk about join, I would like to just quickly see if we should discuss about any more methods. Other things you can explore yourself. We covered most of the important methods. If anything is important, I'll try to bring to your notice. Okay. Yeah. Mostly we covered whatever is important for us. Okay. Yeah. Now join is something which I need to discuss now. What join does here? Suppose you have a string. Okay, let us take S7, okay, string 7, and just take any string, something A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I just took it on a purpose so that you understand it clearly how join works here. And now you apply join on S7. This is very important method, friends. So try to understand why we need this. Now, I want to apply a concatenation, a repeated concatenation on this string. Concatenation with some character. So what I want to do, I want to iterative concatenation, means it should automatically add some character after each letter. Suppose I want something like this to look something A hyphen B hyphen C hyphen D hyphen C E hyphen and then G hyphen some H like this. Right? I want to build a string like that, a modified string like this. If I want to do this, yeah, we can do it programmatically. There are multiple ways. I can also show you. This is one approach, concatenating with in a programmatic way, or we can do this concatenation in a programmatic approach. That is one thing. I'll show you that also if you want. Second thing is the most easiest thing is applying join. How simply you do one thing. Come here in this join in double quotes, just pass hyphen and then just print this print. Okay, and there are many use cases on join after this. When you look at that use cases which I collected, then you understand the importance of join. Okay, let's run this now. What do you have to do? I think it is a bit slow here, friends, but now let's run this now. So see the last one. What's happening? It is just printing only one hyphen. Huh? Okay, but I need repetitive string. Okay. Okay, no problem. I don't need to worry much about it. What is that? Okay, let me do one thing. Join method in. This is what you have to do. Learn again how to be a dynamic learner. So which website is best for us? For me, I generally don't prefer W3 schools. I'm not against it. Just usually I go with certain Stack Overflow. This is my favorite website. So because it has everything. This is developers' first choice when you are working in a company. Okay, other things are okay, fine. So now accept all cookies from this we don't have a problem. Okay, I think syntax wise we are going fine only, right? Maybe this is this slight change in the syntax I should do. What is that I should do is here I have to combine this like this hyphen and then join of I should say I think S7 I believe. I should pass string to this and close that. This should work, I believe. There is a slight change in syntax. I think I used a wrong syntax. Let me try this now and check. See, perfect, right? this is the beauty of join. I really like join these days. Earlier I felt little this thing, but because as I keep working with it, I understood the power of join. Okay. And this is, see here, just on fly, we got this string like this. Not only this helps you to create this kind of formatting strings in many ways. You can see that with some examples what we have collected in the coming in today's session or maybe in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so that is the idea, friends. I hope you understood about join, right? So I believe in all these methods. What is that? If anything new method comes, we can dynamically check it and we'll apply it. No problem. These sessions are more of what is that learning on fly and applying on fly. Just feel like that. Okay. So this is the point, friends. Are you good with this? So we almost covered the very important methods or most of the methods we use regularly in development. Okay. So this is all about this. I hope you got clarity on join, right? Maybe let me give you a clear picture, a little explanation on join because I straight away use that. What is a join method? Join method is something what it does, it iteratively or repeatedly. What is the word you have to say is if you are doing something one iteratively, something repeated one, then it is called it iteratively or repeatedly. What it does combines what it combines a character. Okay, combines not only character, whatever you pass in double quote. Suppose you pass something like ABC, just see here, it is a substring, not just a character. Even one character is a substring in Python, but you have group of characters here, not just one character. Now you see, let's run this now. Now you can see, right? What happened? This join concatenated this string, whatever you are passing the codes with this string S7, how it is doing? It is iteratively or repeatedly concatenating the string with each character present in the what? Present in this string S7. You got this point, right? So I am writing that maybe in case if you feel it difficult to follow while I am saying. So I'm just adding a point here, iteratively or repeatedly. I think there is a small typo here. Okay, repeatedly combines a character or string with another string with each character or a letter present in character or a letter present in a, we can call this as, this is something what getting substituted into the string S7 into the parameter string. So into the input string, otherwise, let me call that as input string. Okay, that S7, assume it as a input string. Okay, that is what this join does here, friends. Maybe you understood with two examples how join behaves. Maybe if you want to a broader example, we have all that. We'll go ahead with that. Okay. So that is the idea. Is it clear or anyone has any confusion how join works? Suppose you take one more example. We took one example is C. Understand the behavior first. Later on, you can master it. All of a sudden, we may not master it, but with practice, we can definitely see. Second scenario is this. Okay, ABC dot. You can see two scenarios. What it is doing, this join is repeatedly concatenating. Concatenating means combining this string one. Assume this is string one with this string two. And in string two, what it is doing, it is trying to concatenate the string one with each character of this S7. Okay, same thing here it is doing. Okay, you can play with that in many ways. Okay, and there are few examples that should give you a much more better idea. That is what about join, friends. I took some time because this is something very important you need to understand. And this has a lot of weightage when you are working in your development, if you really know things. Is that clear to you? All of you are fine, right? Next one. This is about all methods of string. Hope you should be fine. I believe understanding these methods is simple because when you look at that name of each method, by looking at name of method, you understand the meaning of that and the purpose of that. Upper means converts to uppercase, lower means converts to lowercase. Most of these methods do just what is named here. But by looking at name itself, we can understand what it does. Just also we know now how to apply methods from some class. In any built-in class in Python, you have that class name, that sorry, that object name here. And on that you apply dot, you can see all list of methods. And if you want to call any method from that class on the reference of that, this is reference actually. On the reference of that object, you can call methods like this. This is the process. I hope this is clear for all of you, right? So let's jump to the programs. I didn't do any programs so far. Let's do programs on strings now. Okay, are you ready for that? Let me do a first program here. What is our first program? So we completed methods. Now printing thing we have to do is printing this. You have a string scenario one. Okay, or example one. I start with very basic examples. Okay, what is example one? You have a simple string. Okay, that string anything you can take it as a something like John Wick. Okay, this is my string. Now I want to print this string character by character. The requirement is printing a string character by character. I can guide you if you want to do it also. Okay, what is that you should do here, friends? This is the first program, very basic program. Understanding these things is first important. I'll just give you all scenarios where you need to play with strings. That helps you to go and start working in development. This is a simple scenario. So are you ready? Take this string. You have to use for loop here to iterate string. Of course, you can do the same with while as well. There is nothing, but you need to stretch a bit here. You need to sweat a little if you are using while. But if it is for, it's very straightforward. Now use for loop, and for loop, right, how the syntax, everything. It takes by default a data structure as a input. So you can iterate that and just print it. It's a very simple process. Okay, if you want to give a try, I'm just writing here, give a try. Okay, take just a half minute and work on this. Anyhow, I'll explain that. It's not like I'm trying to, what is that? Make you, I'm not pushing you. The exact word is, I'm not pushing you, but what is the point is, I want you to improve. That's all. Give a try. In next 30 minutes, I start working on, not 30 minutes, sorry, 30 seconds. Don't worry about that. I'll start giving you the solution. It is a very simple program, friends. I want you also to think and apply. And by the time at least we finish next 10-15 classes, you should be at least try to implement some part of code in the session itself. Good, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. No problem. Ready now? So my 30 seconds are over, seems like, okay. I still doubt if I'm recording again because, yeah, we are doing recording. Anyone, please, from the session, just see here if you are recording or not. If you do when you join immediately, once we start the session, just please remind me in case sometimes it's very rare I forget. Just remind me, friends, so that this will be helpful to other people as well. I'm just starting the program. So what I do is close all this. We did slicing. Slicing is very important. Else after that we did what? We did methods of string class. Now we are doing programs. The first program is printing a string. What is that program? Character by character. Come on. So right click on the package and then choose a program name. String printing. I'm giving the actual name so that I understand next time if I see what I'm doing. String printing character by character. give some names which you identify your programs. Don't just blindly say a.py, b.py. That will you suffer later for finding out what is that exact program. String printing, I'll just simplify it. Char by char, just okay. That should be enough for us. Okay, enter. Now, simple. Take a simple string. I took that string as something like S1 equal to or anything. So John Wick, right? Most of you have watched this movie. I want to print. What is my requirement is a program here is I'm just adding in comments. I think let me use doc string. Printing what? Character by character. Try to habituate this because this is important for you. Printing, that is the one we are doing here. So for that it's a simple one, iterating string. Okay. And here this is a very simple program for some ch in which one. This is the syntax of for right for dummy variable in string in this S1. Okay, put here colon, not there. Don't put there. This okay. Put colon after for because we don't have this blocks in this what is that opening and closing braces in Python. If you want to create a block, then after that after declaring this construct for construct or if or while or anything, put a colon. That means you are starting a block after that. Enter. You can see PyCharm by default provides you indentation. This is called indentation. That indentation is nothing. All statements within that indentation forms a block in Python. Okay. If anyone just started and if you don't know about that, just have a quick understanding. We create blocks in Python just by providing indentation. Indentation means providing some space from the left side. At least one or two spaces into the inside this construct, into this construct. That is called indentation. Tab is generally a standard practice. This is a tab space. Okay, fine. Now you don't need to do anything. Just print ch. This is enough. Over. Very simple program, right? This is a very basic program. So what do you do right now? What this for does here? It iterates character by character. You pass a string here, right? Always for accepts a collection. And no doubt string is a collection. You can see group of characters are there. And this string has indexing, right? Indexing both positive and negative, 0 to size -1, minus n to -1. And here it iterates the string character by character starting from J. Okay, put a debugger if you want to quickly understand what is the execution flow. Right click, debug this program. Okay, let's start debugging. Now it still didn't. Yeah, now we need to debug. You can see if you want to go line by line, just say here, just use this option for debugging. The first option, step over or F8. If you can also directly use F8, you can see first time it tried to extract J from the string and copies to CH. What it does, you can see if I put cursor on CH, you can see J is present in CH. Similarly, if you put cursor on string, you can see the whole string. Now, what is this for doing? Every time loop iterates, one character or one value from this string is copied to ch, and that I'm printing. What I'm just doing is printing. Maybe in development, what we do, we take these characters, do some data processing, and then return that result somewhere, and we use it for analysis. But here, as we are just learning, we are printing it directly. Okay, similarly, one more step. You can see now this J is copied into CH, we are printing, then J get printed. Means one character got printed. And after that, again, control jump to the for loop. Now again, one more character gets copied to CH, and then when I click here, step over, that gets printed. Again, control have gone back to this for. This happens till how many times, sir? Until this whole string is completely iterated till that k. Once that reaches the end of that string, then it stops iterating. Okay, again, now again one more time, h is iterated. Next, after that, n is iterated, and after that, w is iterated. After that, you can see that I is iterated. Next one, C is copied to dummy variable ch, which this is the dummy variable. Next one, k is copied. Finally, this is the last iteration. By the time k is copied, not that string is empty. So finally, what happens? Not empty in sense we have reached end of string. So what it does, it will, when I just iterate one more time, as it reaches end of string, it will just skip the execution of for here. It's not empty in sense, not string empty. After that, the next thing, it won't find anything. So which is end of string, it stops iteration. This is the execution flow, friends, for string. Not only for string, for any data structure, this is how for works. And it always takes a collection as input here. Right side parameter is a collection, left is a dummy variable where every time it iterates, one value is copied to this dummy variable. That's the point. Okay. Now again, so this is a one basic program. I hope you have done this. If not yet done, what you do, I'm sharing this with you. Let me just put here. This is the first program. Next one. Another one. Let's take another program. And before that, I just felt like sharing one more important method. Already I had discussed that with you. What is this? Suppose the next program. Let us take it as a program now. We are done with this program. I'll just copy and put it in the notepad as well. No problem here. Second program is what is that? Is program to reverse a string, not using any built-in methods. Okay. Program to reverse a string. Of course, we don't have reverse method present in string class. See, to reverse, we don't have ready-made method in string class. Let me just show you. See, when you say S1 dot, let me see if reverse is there. We have replace, we have remove, we have this thing. But reverse is not there. But in if you go to list class or all that, at least you have sort methods so that using them you can reverse. Let me see if we have a sort method also here. Even we don't see sort method. I have a question for you, friends. Okay, why we don't have such, what is that, sorting method or reverse method in a string class? Can you please answer, if possible, in the chat box? Why we don't have these methods in a string class? I have clearly explained a point, very important point. All these methods don't exist because string is first thing. String is immutable. Immutable means we cannot modify it. Doing a reverse operation is something changing string, which is not actually a standard approach. Yes, if you ask me, can't we reverse a string means yes, we can do that. Okay, we'll go one by one. Okay, first thing, reversing a string character by character. That is scenario 2. Okay. Second scenario, reversing a string itself, character by character. Okay. Second, another scenario. What is another scenario? We'll work one by one. Okay. Another scenario is to reverse a string itself, not by character. Suppose if I give my string as A, B, C, D, E, F. It's easy for us just to analyze the results. Okay. Then I should get output as C, E, D. Okay. C, B, A, something like this. Suppose here if I give a string as, what is that? Same string. Maybe you can take A, B, C, D because it's easy to analyze out results. You have to get it like A, not like this, sorry. F, and then E, and then D, and then C, and then B, and then A. This is my two scenarios. Okay, scenario 2, scenario 3. I think the first scenario is this one. Okay, I'm adding here example 2, and this one is example 3. Okay, shall we start with example 2 now? One important thing, if I do want to do this or if I want to do this, which is one thing, what we should do is first thing, we should find length of this string. What is that I should do here? If I want to solve these kind of scenarios, starting reversing a string means we should start from back to front. Of course, as the flexibility we have with Python is we have both negative and positive indexing. That also helps. we will also apply that also. That becomes example 4. Now you understand how to play with things when you really understand things. Okay. Example floor is don't use any reverse method, any built-in method. Okay. Don't use length method, but still you should be able to reverse. Okay. Even that we have a simple solution in Python. What is that? Use negative index, right? There are multiple ways. For now, don't use negative index. Then in that case, we need to find length of string. What is that you should do? You should understand all these things, friends. You need to find length of string, first thing. How to find length of string? There is a generic method which is len. This method is a very straightforward. This is the method that is generally applied, length method. There are few methods which you need to know, which are applied on almost all collections. Len is one. This gets you length of a data structure. Simply speaking, not just only string. Len gives you just have a clear, sorry friends, understanding here. Length of a string. This is one thing. There are few more methods. Okay, let's not again break from here. What I do is I'll talk about those methods after we finish these programs. Okay, for now, what is important for us? We need this method to find length of a string. Point is, length is not just only used to find length of string. It is used to find length of any data structure like list or tuple or dictionary or one more is set or something. Got it? Excuse me, friends. Now let's start this now. I think I have given enough information. I made sure that you are comfortable to implement this code. What is that I should do? First thing, come here. Now create one more program. Maybe we can just use this. Okay, printing character by character, right? Then I'll comment this first one. This you can comment it. This code, just comment that. No need to use this again. We'll create one more block of code, same code. Use this John Wick as the example only. Take this string itself as input string. This is our input string, friends. See, you can also try with me if you wish. Input string. Right. Next one. Second thing, what is that I should do? I should reverse a string. So get the length of string. What is that? Get a length of len. Otherwise, I'll just write like this: strlen equal to underscore len equal to. Just apply len function. To this function, just pass this string s1. And this gives you length of string. You got it right? This gives length of string. And that length in sense, how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 characters are there. Then this length function returns 8 into this strlen. You got it right? This length find out length of string means how many characters are there in string, and that length is assigned to this variable. Now I am iterating in reverse. How for I in or anything you can take strlen. Sorry. Maybe here, what is that you should do is use a range function. I want to iterate from last to first. This is my string. You know the indexing, right? By now you should know the indexing thing also. It is 0. First one is 0. After that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it will be up to 7. Now we get length here. Now we should iterate. We are not using what is that? We are not directly going with index. But in this scenario, we are trying to work with length function. If you are using length, how to reverse a string? Just understand the index here. Index ends with 7, means k sits in 7th index. Now, what is the length? Length is returning 8. Don't pass 8 as a parameter here. Okay. You can say str pass len minus 1. That is the start index, right? Because if length is 8, then you should start iterating from 7. Just you can say, don't say directly 8 minus 1. Put that variable and then pass minus 1. Comma. Should I iterate till 0 or till minus 1? I should iterate till minus 1 because the index starts with 0. iterate till -1 so that you can completely reverse a string, okay, from K to J. If you put 0, it ends with O only. It won't give you J. So put -1 here and then print. What is that you should do? S1 of, you have to apply index here. You have to pass index. So string is indexed data structure, no problem. You can pass that from which index you want to start extracting character. Here you pass that I here so that it starts with 7. First time it will extract an element or a value or a character from 7th index, S of 7. See, this is how it works. It gets first one S of 7 and second time I'm just giving you a clear idea about how the internal dynamics, everything, so that next time you simply work on that without any difficulty. S of 5, S1 of 4, S1 of 3, like that it iterates till what? S1 of 0. Now just run this program. You don't need to do anything, right? This gives you length of string. Okay, finding. I'm just adding clear comments. This finds length, length of string. That is one scenario. Second one, it reversing a string. This will reverse a string here. This is the next one. Okay. Run this now. Let us see what happens now. Okay. Somewhere I didn't add a proper comment. Where is that? This 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we cannot directly put something like that. Put that in comments so that you understand that. So that PyCharm ignores that. Not we understand. PyCharm ignores it. Okay, now you don't face that error. Run this now. Okay. Somewhere I am not getting error. I missed something here. Just a minute. Means again, this is a good learning for you also. So how to debug your code when you don't get expected output. Okay, put a cursor. Where do we put cursor? Shall we put it here? Let's put here. Right click. Debug your program. Why we are not getting output? Let's see that. See, this is what I do when I am working in my code. But this is starting index, this is ending index. After I put a debugger, I understood what is my mistake I did in the code. What is that? Once I add this breakpoint, remove breakpoint. You know, if it is if your range function in iterating in forward direction, some or incremental direction, we don't need have any issue. This is decremental, right? If you are doing some decrement, then what is that you should do? You should also pass a step here. What is that step? -1. When you say -1, you are asking this PyCharm or you are asking interpreter, not PyCharm, Python interpreter to iterate this for loop in a negative direction. Not it means if you want to decrement something, then you have to pass a negative step here, simply speaking. When I say -1, it decrements by 1. If I say -2, it decrements by 2, -3 by 3, something like that. Now this time we should get output. You can see there. So what is that? KCIW something we got up to J, started with K. Perfect output. We don't have any problem. This is perfect output. I hope you understood this program, friends. This should be very clear because I took a lot of time to make you understand this scenario. Got it right? And I took time because you should understand first the basic thing. See, the bigger things you can automatically do. First, having a clear picture on these fundamentals is important. Later on, when you keep on working on programs, automatically your logic improves. Got it right, friends? That's all. So next one, shall we go for next program or do you want a second or something to test that code?
So in this case, this is the range is 8 to -1, right?
No, Adish only, right?
Yeah, string of
Range
length.
is 7, right, Adish? You can see here.
Yeah. Now it is 7. Then up to -1 it will go, right?
It won't go till -1, Adish. It go till 0. This -1 is excluded.
Okay.
It goes from 7. Okay, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, then 0. After that, it goes till 0. Then this is excluded. Means there are two things. Yeah, I had given explained this when
Yes.
I'm while discussing. One is slice method. Second
Slice, yes,
thing,
slice.
while working with range method also.
Right, right, understood.
Behavior is
Yeah,
same
actually,
for range or slice. I mean behavior is not functionality. Range functionality is different, slice functionality is different. But about the end index, okay, this end index is excluded in range or slice methods. You got it right.
yes,
It
yes.
takes before that index means till zero. Got it, Adish?
Yes, I understood. Thank you.
Yeah. So shall we get to the next one? Next program. See, next program is what? Same thing. I don't want to print character by character, but altogether I need this a complete reverse of a string. You can use John Wick to do same, or you can use A B C D E F string, whichever you want. You do that, friends. So I'm again sharing this code also with you. Maybe I already shared it. Yes, I think I have shared it. Next one. Let's take one more program. I'll just take. You can close this. Enough. Always make sure don't just modify the same file so that later if you want those references again you don't find or it is very difficult to find. So what is that string reverse? Name it as reverse. This is direct reverse. Okay. How do you do string reverse? Take a string. Okay. Something like which one shall I take? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You can take how many ever characters you want in that. Now I want to reverse this, but what I want whole string to be reversed like this, not like which one? Like this character by character. Then what should I do? This is something quite needed practice when you work in any project. Trust me. There are scenarios because recently I'm doing a project, I'm working on some scenario. I did this kind of scenario, maybe on a large scale. Here it might be a small program, but in the project it is a very big one. You got it right. I am not just sharing these anecdotes just to make you create some interest in your friends. I honestly worked on that, so I'm sharing that so that it helps you. Okay, now point is simple. What is that? What should I do? First, take one more. This is this one, right? Take one more string. I say that rev underscore string equal to first set it to empty string here. You can see here, right? That variable set it to this is empty string. Don't put any space here. If you put space, that even character is appended. Now what I am doing is just adding empty string here. Now after that what I will do? Iterate character by character. Do the same process. Here also what do you do? For some ch in, what is that I should do? S1, not rev. After that what is that I should do? Every time we iterate this string, because now you are very clear on this string, right? It has indexing, it has both positive negative indexing, all that is should be clear because these many times we had discussed, you should be good. Now what happens? First time it tried to get a, now I will append that a to this string. Again it gets b, again concatenate that b to the previous this thing value. You have to just concatenate each character that we extract from this string to this one. But what? In a reverse order. If I should do reverse, then again follow the same scenario what we applied, because this is reversing, right? Do one thing. The best thing is apply range function. Don't pass s1, friends. Sorry, don't pass s1. We are reversing, right? I was thinking we are printing character by character. To reverse it, apply range. There is a very simple process. The fourth, the third thing which I discuss, after seeing that, you might feel like that is much more simpler, but these are all very important and necessary for us. Range of same scenario. What is it? So I don't know what is that length, but I want to dynamically do the program. I don't care about what size it is. I just get the length of that string first, so that whatever length it might be. Otherwise, I just don't want to read from directly assign. I would like to read so that I would like to play with that string so that we don't have any idea what would be the length of string now. Got it right? So this is a dynamic process. We are passing in string from keyboard and finding the length. Now we should reverse it. To reverse, the simple solution is what? String length minus 1, because string length returns by default that length of that string. We should deduct by 1 here so that you get the exact last index of the character. Got it, right? So last index of the string, sorry, not character, last index of the string. Now, after that, what is that I should do? Minus 1, comma, after that minus 1. You know all these things now because we had a very detailed discussion on this. Now, what is that you should do? Don't print it. Take rev string. You have to reassign that rev string plus ch. See, what is the advantage with strings is you can concatenate one string with the other string. What I am doing is, I think I didn't cover this scenario. Let me cover this also after this. There are a few more things I need to discuss. I'll talk about it. This is called concatenation. What happens, you can, when you put plus between two characters or two strings, it just combines those two strings into one string. Now you have first a, right? So assume that my input string is this only. I'm taking an example of A, B, C, D, E, F, G or something. First it takes strings and assign to it takes G because we are reversing, right? It takes G and assign to the reverse string. After that, it extracts F, concatenates F with G, it becomes GF. And again it try to get E and combines with the GF and it becomes GFE. It continues. The cinema continues like that. Okay. So what is that? G, F, E, D, C, B, A. First time it gets what? G. After that concatenates with F. After that GF concatenates with I'm giving you a clear this thing, internal process. And after that GFE is concatenated with D. You can see when you apply plus between two strings, they are just simply combined. Nothing happens. They are combined into one string again. So in this case, when you apply plus between two strings, it acts as a concatenation string. What do you mean by concatenation string? It just combines those two strings. Addition is not performed here. You got it, right? This scenario continues. Till when? Till the whole string is reversed. I hope this is clear. Now, finally, to get that whole string in one shot, you have to print it. Just don't forget that. If you don't print, you don't get that, friends. So print it. Now you see the output. Run this now. It asks you to enter something. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Enter. Okay. Type error, can only concatenate string. Okay. Yeah, what is my mistake? My mistake is this is index only. See, there is a again. I am assuming this is a string. Actually, what I am passing index. If I am passing index, just say I here instead of ch, not to get confused. The mistake in my code, again, there is a mistake, no problem. That helps you also to understand the concept better. What is that I should do now? The mistake I did is, instead of getting index, I am assuming this index is character. I am directly concatenating. But that is actually very wrong way. That is totally a blunder. What is that I should do? If I am getting index, that index I have to pass to this variable. So that what I should do, I should say S1 of I here or ch something. This in whatever there is in I is the index of the string. Right? That we should pass to the that like this. This is how we should apply. We should pass index to a string in Python. Like how we use arrays in other languages. Now when I say S of I, every time loop iterates from back to beginning, it iterates, it extracts one index, pass that to the string like this, and this S of I extracts one character from back to beginning. Now this time you will get a perfect output. I am very sure. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, I am giving, even you can put F also, no problem. Now this time string reversed, right? You can see here. with all the mistakes I am doing, there is a lot of learning for you. What if directly pass a character? What happens? What if you pass index to the string and then extract a character? There is a lot of learning here, friends, if you just concentrate and focus. And it helps you to also to understand concept. Finally, when we see the output here, perfectly we are reversing a string in one shot, not like in the previous case. This is one more scenario how to reverse a string. Got it right? Are you good with this, friends? Now with Python, we can make it this reversing much more simpler. I did lot of, what is that, this thing here. Then optimization, there is one more thing. So if you understand concept properly, then you can go for that optimization. Otherwise, we don't do. So I'm simplifying this. I'm making this process much more simpler now with the scenario 4. Okay, are you good till this? You got it right? Maybe run this again. Let's test it one more time because you might think, and you can take any string of your choice, E, F, G, H something. You can see now, H, G, F, E. It is coming till A. Perfectly working. Fine, right, friends? And if you anybody thinks if I give any other test case, if it really works, just share me in the chat box. I will test it. Got it right? Next. But see, when the when that expertization comes is not because you are intelligent or something. First, you should have a clear idea about the fundamentals. Let us simplify this so that you understand one more scenario, how we can optimize things quickly. Also, we should do one thing. From next time onwards, we should see how much time this is taking to execute, how much time the other use case is taking to execute, so that you understand the optimization, like how your algorithm is working. Like, is it efficient one or still we can simplify it? So that also I'll show you. Okay. Now use this now. Example 4. Don't use any length function. Just we need to find what? Find the reversing string. I'll give two more scenarios here. First thing. Now what I do? Let's close this. Let's create a new file. I'll just write like this. String reverse because let's have a separate file. That should be fine. Now take a string, anything of your choice. Put a dynamic string here. Don't try to assign directly, enter in. So this gives you a bit of thinking. Now, what is that? I want to reverse a string. No length function, nothing. Here, what is that? Simply reversing a string. Let me see. Reversing a string. Character by character. This is first scenario. What is that? Character by character. Okay. This is scenario 1. No length function here. Don't use any len function. Okay, not needed also. Simply speaking, even that is not needed. Right? Then what should I do? We know, assume that example, you take an example, A, B, C, D, E, F only. We know in Python, these indexed, these are all string is indexed data structure. It has indexing, positive indexing. And it has negative indexing from where? From minus n to minus 1. If you don't know what is that minus 1, you start with minus from back to front. Minus 1, minus 2, till what? You have to get till A. How many characters are there? 6 characters are there. 6 characters means this index will be definitely minus 5. Not minus 5, sorry, minus 6. Why? Minus n to minus 1, that's all. No concession here, like 0 to size minus 1. Because it starts with minus 1, ends with minus n. Okay, in between put some dots. Assume that other indexes properly provided. Right? Here, these also you have to put it in comment if you want them as is. If you want to keep them like that, put them in comment so that your your PyCharm don't feel bad about all this. Now, what is that I should do? Take a for loop for some ch. This time I am saying ch, not index. Some I means I am trying to copy some integer value. I am directly copying character this time for ch in. So again, if you want to, just a minute, friends, just a minute. We are playing with index, sir. Just a minute. So we need to just apply this indexing here, right? -1 to -6. Okay, no problem. Then in such case, don't use CH. I am using negative index. Don't use CH. Don't use character because we don't read character. We read index through for. So put for I means I'm that my intention is I represent some integer character. Sorry, some integer value, and that to the index. Okay, I represents the index of this string. Okay, in apply range here. Why range? Because range provides list of that integers, so that those integers should be -1 to -6. So range of the start index should be -1. Then put -1 directly, comma. The end index should be -6. If you should end with -6 to this range function, you should pass -7, comma. This is the incrementation or decrementation. Tell me, friends. There is a little trick here. Is this decrementation or is this incrementation? What is it? Of course, you can just do test it and quickly recognize if it is working fine or not. But quick thing is -1, -2, -3, -4, -7. Is it decrementation or incrementation? It is decrementation, right? So now, anyhow, if you don't get output, just remove this. That's all. But understand what is the exact thing happening, exact flow happening in here in the memory, not in your mind, in program memory. Okay, so now print off. What is that I should do? S1 off. This time you are passing index, right? That index you should pass to this string. Here, pass it to string. When you say S1 of I, it gets one character from the string. S1 of some -1, S1 of -2, S1 of -3, like that. Each time it passes one, this thing. Now let's run this now. That's all. I don't use any length functions here. See this time. I just choose range and passing the negative index -1 start index of that end string and then to the beginning here. But simple, right? See, you should understand this. First thing, if you want to apply this, before that, you should know this clearly. Right? Right click and then just run this now. I think we are almost done with this. I know we just exceeded few minutes, friends. Just bear with me. A, B, C, D, E, F something. Okay, enter. Now see, perfectly reversed. See, string got reversed with, I didn't use any, I told you no length function. Why? Because the concept itself is here. And if you know this, if you are clearly good with this fundamental, then automatically that idea strikes your mind. Then you can apply it here. All the
One question.
Sorry.
One question.
Yes, please.
Krishna.
Yes.
So
Yes,
how
Krishna.
can we know? Yeah, how can we know that the length of the string is 7 characters only? Suppose if I give 8 characters, this code doesn't work, right?
Exactly. Again, yeah, perfect, Krishna. Because this test case is succeeded. Now you run with one more test case. That's why we should not stop with one use case. Again, let's run this one more time. Give another string here. What is that? X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F something G. This won't work this time. Why? See, you got output, right? But this output is not complete output. See here. If you get output, but if you are getting partial output, means your program is a bug program. You have a bug in your program. See, that's why testers test it thoroughly once you do development. And they take test case 2. This case is they give you a result as a failed test case. And thanks, Krishna. See, then what I should do here, I should simply again in this case length is required again. Why length is required? Because if I want to get this, what is that? Where I should stop? We have to depend on length here. Understood? Finally. So what should I do? I can do one thing. str. We have to use length here, friends. In this case, of course, len equal to ln of S1, right? So then here, what is that I should do? Here I should pass that here directly, but it should be not a positive one. What is that one? It should be a negative one here. Suppose you pass some A, B, C, D, 4 characters. That is the length of your string. So what is that you should do? You should iterate from -1 to -4, -1, -2, -3, -4. You should analyze. So -4. Then here instead of saying minus, you should say +1. Why +1? See, this is how you have to think, friends. Suppose length of string is 4, A, B, C, D. Then you have to add +1 here. Why? It starts with -1 and it should end before that, at the end of that last character. Means in that case, this is excluded. So got it, right? I'll just give an example here. Suppose your string is A, B, C, D. It is the length of string is 4. If it is 4, then by default strlen is passed as 4 here, right? But what would be the negative indexing? Sorry, friends. -1, -2, -3, -4 is the last index. Means that is nothing but start index of this one. Okay, don't get confused. So as per negative indexing, what it be? A, B, C. Just take 4 characters for analysis. So the A will be -4, B will be -3, and D will be dot and then -1. Again, it will another one will be -2 and -1. Now you should start with -1 and end with -4, so that if you end with, if you just don't put +1 here, not +1 again, -1. Why -1? -4 -1, it should go to -5. Negative, right? If it is a again, yeah. Are you following, friends? Put -1 only here, friends. If I say -1, -4 -1, what it will be? -4 -1 becomes a -5 here. This is where we should stop. If you pass -5, it will stop it will stop at -4. Means this particular end index is excluded. You got it, right? So this should dynamically work, Krishna. Okay. Whatever length here, we'll test one or let's give two or three test cases and test this scenario, and let's see how it is working now. So here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. This is I think 7 characters. I think we got all 7 here. Let's run this one more test case. Give some 4 characters A, B, C, D. Yeah, this is perfectly reversing. So this is working as expected, right? See, give 3 or 4 test cases and test your code. And if all these test cases are, if they are succeeding, then your code is working as expected. I hope you got some bigger picture on all these things, right? Maybe programs are small, but there is a lot of learning here, friends.